Hello kids, how are you all? Today we are going to do a very interesting story. Yes, and the name of the story is Edward's Day Out. This is lesson number 6 of your enrichment reader book, children. And this story is about an engine. Yes, engines are the main part of a train, and this story is about an engine whose name is Edward. And the story is very exciting and interesting, and I am sure that you all are going to enjoy this story. Okay, and after doing the story, we will also do the meanings of the difficult words. Okay, so are you all ready? So just open your ears and hear to the story carefully. Will you do that? So here comes the story for you all. The name of the story is Edward's Day Out. Once upon a time, there was a little engine called Edward. He lived in a shed with other engines, and they were all bigger than Edward and boasted about it. So children, can you see in the picture that there is a small engine and that engine looks really sad? This engine is sad because there are other engines and those engines are more powerful. They are bigger in size than Edward, and they used to boast about the same. Boasted means showing off. They were really praising themselves and making Edward feel very low. They used to say, "The driver won't choose you again," they said. "He wants big, strong engines like us." So these bigger engines are boasting themselves and saying that the driver will never choose you, because you're very small and weak. Look at us, we are so powerful and strong. And since Edward had not been out for a long time, he began to feel very sad. Now, always this happened. The driver used to choose the bigger engines, and Edward did not get the chance to move out of the shed. And this made him feel really very bad. Can you see in the picture? This Edward engine is feeling so sad and bad. Then what happened? Just then, the driver and fireman came along to start their work, and they looked at Edward. The driver looked at Edward. "Why are you so sad?" he asked. "Why would you like to come out today?" Now, driver knew that Edward somehow is feeling sad because he has not been taken out since a long time. So he asked Edward, "Would you like to come out today?" And since Edward had not been out since a long time, "Yes, please," said Edward. So the fireman lit the fire and made a nice lot of steam. Earlier, children, the train used to move with the help of steam. So now can you see in the picture there's so much of steam being produced. Then the driver pulled the lever and Edward puffed away. Now Edward is very happy. "Beep, beep," he whistled. "Look at me now." The others were very cross at being left behind. So these others are other engines, children, and they were very cross. Why were they cross? Because they were left behind, and the driver and the fireman chose Edward. So the other engines were very cross. Cross means that they were very angry. Away went Edward to get some coaches. Now, for the full train to be made, the engine has to be attached to the coaches. So now Edward went to get some coaches. So when Edward went to the coaches, now the coaches said, "Be careful, Edward. Don't just bump and bang into us like the other engines do." Now the coaches told Edward to be very gentle. Don't just bump and bang into us like other engines do. So Edward came up to the coaches very, very gently. Now the fireman came and he joined them up. The fireman joined Edward the engine to the coaches. Now, thank you, Edward, said the coaches. Now the coaches were very happy that Edward came to them very gently. He just did not bump and bang into them. So they were very happy. And then the coaches also said, that was kind. We are glad you are taking us today. So now the coaches were happy that Edward is taking them out today. So now the whole train is made with engine and the coaches. Now the train went to the station where the people were waiting to get into the train. Edward was really very excited because he was moving out of his shed after a long time. So he peep peep whistled Edward. Get in quickly, please. So the people got in quickly and Edward waited happily for the guard to blow his whistle and wave his green flag. You know, there is a rule, children, that unless and until the guard does not show his green flag and blows a whistle, the train cannot move. So now Edward was waiting for the guard to show the green flag. He waited and waited. Now Edward kept on waiting and waiting. But there was no whistle and no green flag. So Edward said, peep, peep, peep. Where is that guard? Now Edward was getting very anxious. Anxious means he was getting very scared that whether the train is going to move today or not. Since he has got chance to move out of the shed after a long time. So he was getting very anxious. He was getting very annoyed. And he said, where is the guard? Now, the driver and the fireman also came down from the train. Now, the driver and the fireman asked the station master, have you seen the guard? And then there was a porter. He was also there on the station and he said, yes, I saw the guard last night. So now everybody is looking for the guard. Edward the engine is looking for the guard. The driver, the fireman, the station master, the porter, everybody is looking for the guard and thinking, where is the guard gone after all? So now Edward the engine began to get cross. Now Edward the engine became very angry and he thought, are we ever going to start? He said. And just then what happened? A little boy shouted, here he come. Let's see who has come now. And there the guard was, running down the hill with his flags in one hand and a sandwich in the other. So can you see in the picture at the far end, there is the guard who is just coming into the platform. He's coming into the station. So now this guard must have been late. He must have been late in waking up in the morning. So he was late for his duty also. Now he ran onto the platform. He blew his whistle. Now the guard ran onto the platform because he was already late. And then he blew his whistle. He showed the green flag and again he jumped into his van. Now Edward became happy and Edward puffed off. Puffed off means he released smoke and moved. So Edward had a happy day. Why Edward had a happy day? Because after a long time, he got the chance to move out of his shed. Now all the children ran to wave as he went past and he met old friends at all the stations. Yes, now Edward, when he moved and the children crossed him and they waved their hands to Edward. Yeah, and then he met old friends. That means he met old engines and coaches in different stations. Edward worked so hard that the driver promised to take him out again the next day. Now, Edward really worked hard. He worked very nicely and very gently. He got attached to the coaches also. So, everybody was very happy with Edward. He ran smoothly and gently. So, now the driver and the fireman were also very happy with Edward. So now the driver promised to take him out again the next day because he was very nice engine. He managed the train very nicely. He moved very smoothly. So they said that you have been so good, Edward, that next day also we will be taking you out. So Edward became very happy. I am going out again tomorrow. He told the other engines that night, and then he asked them, what do you think of that? Now Edward was very happy that he got the chance to go out tomorrow again. So he told other engines that I will be going out again tomorrow. And what do you think of that? How do you feel now that I will be going out again? But he didn't hear to what they thought. He didn't hear to what other engines thought. For he was so tired and happy that he fell asleep at once. He was so tired that he just went inside his shed and slept. So, children, while going through the chapter, we came across many difficult words. So, now let us know the meanings of those difficult words. The first word is boasted. Meaning of the word boasted is to speak proudly about your own self, about yourself. The way in the story, other bigger engines used to boast about themselves. They used to speak very proudly about their own selves, that they are bigger in size, they are stronger. So they boasted about their selves. Second word is puffed. Meaning of the word puffed is to blow out smoke and move. Yes, Edward puffed. Edward blew out smoke and then it moved. Yes, blow out smoke and then moved. Edward used to move by blowing out smoke. Now the next word is anxious. Anxious means worried and afraid. Yes, Edward was anxious when he could not find the guard. He could not see the guard anywhere and he was waiting for the green flag signal. So Edward was anxious that time. He was worried and afraid that whether he will get the chance to move out of the station or not. So the meaning of the word anxious is worried and afraid. The next word is porter. And who's a porter, children? Porter is a person who carries burdens and baggage. In railway stations also you have seen porters, isn't it? Porters in Hindi we called coolie. So children, porter is a person who carries burdens and baggage, and we have seen porters in railway station, isn't it? The next word is cross, and the meaning of the word cross is very angry. Yes, Edward also was cross when he did not find guard anywhere. He was cross, he was very angry. And in the same manner, other bigger engines were also cross when they saw that the fireman and the driver chose Edward over them. Yes, so the word cross means very angry. So children, this was the story of Edward's Day Out. I hope you all enjoyed listening to the story. You have understood the story. Now you will go through chapter number 6, Edward's Day Out, from your enrichment reader book and read the chapter. Okay? Bye bye, children.